welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss the relationship between Taurus and Libra. So their compatibility is I would say they have a lot of friction. Just because they are both governed by Venus, however, they both have a sort of identification with Venus in a very different way. So Taurus looks at Venus as like a love, sensual, playful sort of planet, and they look for comfort in life through riches, through money, and they govern the second house. Whereas Libra governs the seventh house, and it looks for companionship through Venus, looks for that security through somebody else, whereas Taurus looks for security through itself. So this really ideally works if the Taurus is a man and the Libra is a woman. The other way around, it could lead to just sort of a backward cultural narrative in the sense where the man is more in the submission sort of position, and he's just not really all there in regards to how he's looking at his partner. The girl might be turned off by his sort of, I would say, feminine behavior, and then that would lead to not so good of a relationship. So all in all, they're about like a 40% match. It can work, like I said, if it's a man-woman dynamic where the man is the Taurus, Libra is the woman. And if it's any other way, I don't really see it working out for intimacy. Both of these guys also have different planets exalting within them. For Taurus, the moon exalts Taurus. For Libra, Saturn does. So this is definitely a big opposition. The way in which Taurus processes their emotions is through the moon. It's deep, it's meaningful, it's like the water. There's definitely a lot of depth to it, but it doesn't make a lot of noise. So they're very, very conscious of not overusing their voice and making sure that they actually are fully focused. Whereas Libra now has Saturn, and it's all about timing and justice and making sure that do unto others as they do unto you. So they're looking at it from kind of a different perspective. Saturn and the moon don't necessarily get along. Saturn's a little bit too cold for the moon in regards to emotions, so Libra sometimes can seem a little bit off-putting when it comes to their emotional frequency. So this can lead to some friction within the relationship as well. So it's difficult because karmically these guys are intertwined because they both are governed by Venus. But aside from that, it does lead to some sort of difficulties there. When it comes to a business sort of relationship, it can work a little bit better. I'd say about 70% of the time it will work. Just simply because Libra is really good with handling business and making sure they're holding up their end of the bargain. Like I said, Saturn's exalted here, so they're always going to make sure that they're giving a fair trade. And Taurus is obviously in the second house, which is all about money. So when it comes to these guys getting business done together, it definitely could be a very fruitful relationship. In regards to friendship, I would say about 65% of the chance it would work as well. They can definitely get along. In regards to them making having a long-term friendship, it can last if they're able to understand each other's perspectives. Like I said, Taurus is very security oriented, whereas Libra is more relationship oriented. So in a friendship, the Libra is going to make sure that they make time for their friend, whereas the Taurus will make time for their money. So that can obviously lead to some friction, but there can be traction. They can definitely get along if that friendship leads to like some sort of fruitful business, or if they're helping or providing value to each other in some sort of way. Most good friendships are actually based upon some sort of value transaction, whether that be through monetary or some sort of service or goods, whatever you guys may have, whether it be man or woman. When friendships really work very well for a long-term relation, there's always some sort of value exchange that's happening, whether you like to admit that or not. And with these guys, that can never be more overstated. There needs to be some sort of value transaction for it to take place, any at all. All right, so that does conclude my video on Taurus and Libra. If you guys do have any questions about it whatsoever, just please let me know in the comments. Aside from that, guys, please like, subscribe. All I'm for today, guys. Peace.